Okay. Okay. We are expanding. Hello. Hello, Facebook. I had put all the settings in already, or I thought I did for the week for the live videos, and it didn't work that way. Hi, everybody. Hello. Welcome. That was really high pitched, right? I'm really excited. Welcome to Manifest the Shit Out of 2023, and we are on day 2. Once again, I'll be looking in both places. I tried to do it easier today, but I was looking at the recording, and it seemed okay. Like the recording where I'm bobbing my head a little bit. Hi, Kim. Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, before we begin, I do want to ask if anyone has any questions, anything at all. Did anything come up in the homework maybe from day 1? Also, if you didn't do the homework yet, that's okay. Don't be hard on yourself. But I will say, you're going to get the most out of this when you dig in and you do the work, okay? But don't be hard on yourself, right? This is a fast-paced challenge. Sometimes I like to do 3-day challenges because I think it gives us an opportunity to sink into the work a little more. But since I've been doing this challenge for 3 years now, I've always done 5 days, and I'm trying to give you work that's not too much, not too overwhelming. We are here to transform our lives in the simplest way that we can. And like I was saying yesterday, when a lot of stuff is thrown at you, because this is how I am, when a lot of work is thrown at us, we tend to not do it. So I want you to do the work, but you can do it in your own time. And you're going to have access to the replays for at least a week after we are finished, and then they are officially going to be added to Manifesting Miracle Worker Academy, which I'm super excited about, and we'll be talking about that later in the week. Okay, any questions? Hello everyone on Instagram, Facebook. I'm in both spots once again. I don't think I'll ever get used to this. So, okay, today we're going deep. Today is all about the importance of healing and limiting belief work. We're going to be talking about belief systems, okay? Belief systems is what either blocks us from manifesting the reality that we desire, or what allows us to manifest the reality that we desire. We are beings that are so programmed by our beliefs. Everything in our lives is a product of beliefs that we've had. And a lot of these beliefs have come from things that have happened to us, things that we've experienced, things we've absorbed, lessons we've learned, especially in childhood, also teenage years, okay? There's a lot of stuff that we hold on to. We hold on to it subconsciously. We don't even realize we're holding on to it, but it plays out in our lives in various ways. Once you get into this type of work, this deliberate creation, creating our reality on purpose, you start to open up your eyes to see everything is a product of what you believe. You start to realize that. You start to recognize that. Hi, Austin. Hey, everybody. I'm going live. It's day 2 for my manifestation challenge, Manifest the Shit out of 2023. So today we are talking all about limiting beliefs and how our belief systems are created in childhood, in our teenage years. Your beliefs can be created even into adulthood, right? Oftentimes we focus on child healing, inner teenager healing. We focus on healing the younger versions of us, and we don't realize that things happen to us well into adulthood that we hold on to. We energetically hold on to these things, and it's no fault of your own. But as you start, am I a product? Yes, you're a product of your own reality, but you can create something different, right? That's why we're here today. So we're talking about how to break down these limiting belief systems so you can create something you really, truly want in life, okay? So when I first got into manifestation, I wanted money. And I know a lot of you guys know that, right? I said this a lot. If you've been here for a while, you know my story. checking in on Facebook also. I wanted money. So that's what I thought that manifestation was going to bring me, was more money and financial freedom. And then I sunk down the rabbit hole. I fell down the rabbit hole, and it became something that truly unraveled deep inner healing in my life. So I was a deeply broken human being, especially in high school, in college. I was addicted to a lot of substances. I was looking for things outside of myself to make me feel happy and whole. Okay? I would cut myself. I have scars all over my left arm. Trigger warning. You know, a lot of you guys are here. You know my story already. But I had a lot of healing to do. There was a lot going on. So when I first got into manifestation, I didn't realize that at first. I thought I was there to manifest more money. I want money. Manifestation, wow, let me just create money, right? And manifestation made sense to me. I do want to say that. When I first, I guess I read The Secret. I think my college roommate, one of my roommates, gave me The Secret. I know a lot of you guys start with The Secret. And it made sense to me. It was like I was looking around my life, and it's like, oh shit, this is how I created my life, right? My belief systems, everything I have thought to be true up to that point, that's what created my life. That's exactly what created my life, and I understood that, but I still didn't understand that this manifestation thing was going to take me on a deep journey of inner healing, which is what was necessary. A lot of you guys are here for the same reason. A lot of you guys are thrown into this work, or you discover this work because your soul is guiding you to deeply heal your life. And it's freaking wild. It's absolutely wild, and it's a crazy journey. And we're going to be talking about that today, how manifestation and spiritual healing is all about the journey. It's a journey of the soul. But we got to start at the very beginning. We need to break down the belief systems that got us to where we are right now in order to manifest what we desire. We need to start at a clean slate, so to speak. And the other thing I want to say about that is there's never exactly a clean slate. There's going to be a clean slate at every level. Let's put it that way. You're on a journey of growing and healing and expanding. Every single level, you're expanding into something bigger and better, loving your life more and more. That's why we're here, to love our time here on this planet, which is very short, by the way. We want to make the most out of it. And in order to do that, we need to break down all of those things that are standing in the way of us manifesting what we truly want, of us having what we want, of us going for what we want. And everything standing in the way of truly loving ourselves on a deep, deep level. That's why we're here. We spoke about that yesterday, right? It was all about ourselves. That's the common denominator. You. That's why we're here. So if you're here right now, it's because your soul is calling you and guiding you for a deeper path to heal. And honestly, we all got shit to heal. All of us. Whatever it may be. We have all had things that we are affected by. We all have belief systems that we've created that are playing out in our lives in different ways that aren't supporting the life that we want. We all have something. That's another thing about spiritual healing, and when you really start connecting with people. That's why I wanted to do this in the Facebook group, because we're connecting in there together, because we're all on a different journey, but for the same purpose, to heal, to rise up, to raise our vibration, and in turn, raise up the vibration of the whole entire planet. And if you were looking at my stories today, I was saying that love is the highest vibration. We are energy beings. And when you're vibrating in that pure energy of love, things are going to happen for you. I can't snap on this hand. Things are going to happen for you like that. 1, 2, 3. And it's amazing. But in order to get to that space, which you will, and it's beautiful, and you feel your heart being opened. You feel it. But in order to get there, you've got to do some work. And the work's not always easy. And when it's not easy, you know that it's working. okay? We cannot manifest from a space of being broken human beings, right? If we're manifesting from a space of being deeply broken, we're going to just keep playing out similar things in our lives over and over again. And you might feel like that already. You might notice that already. You might say to yourself, wow, I'm always in these really shitty relationships. Or, wow, I can never really hold on to money. Or, wow, I always feel, awkward in certain situations. Or, I am always berating myself and belittling myself. I'm not there for myself. Patterns that play out in our lives, those are a product of your belief systems. And it's okay because we all go through it. And again, I just want to drive this point home. We are going to go through it at every new level. But now that you are on this journey and you're on this path, you're going to understand how to handle it and deal with it in a much more beautiful and productive way instead of letting it run the show in the background, right? Just checking in on Facebook. Any questions? Anybody? Any at all? Okay. I'm not going to get used to this. There's got to be an easier setup where the phone is like right above the computer. Okay, hello, everyone who just joins. We are on day 2 of Manifest the Shit out of 2023. So, the first thing I want to talk about, well, it's like the 10th thing now. So, manifestation does not work for a lot of people, okay? I hear this every day on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. People are always messaging me and saying, I've tried everything. Manifestation doesn't work. I tried everything. Well, I know that a lot of the times manifestation doesn't work is because, number one, you're not taking it seriously. Like me, right? I was just here to manifest some money. And while I did manifest some money at the beginning, if you know my story, I manifested a lot of money at the beginning. But then my soul was calling me for something deeper, something so much more fulfilling. And as I went deeper into my journey, I came to realize that it wasn't about manifesting money. It wasn't about manifesting at all. It was about healing and figuring out how to spend my time here on this planet in the most beautiful way, right? And it uncovered a lot. It uncovered so much. But a lot of people think that, okay, well, I'm going to just manifest some cool shit. Okay, you probably will. But if at some point you feel like it doesn't work so much anymore, it's because there's a lot of shit standing in your way and you're not being serious about it and you're not doing the deep inner work it takes to truly heal. Okay? So also, everyone's journey is different. I feel like when we become enlightened, we just feel like we're on top of the world, right? Like, I know so much more than you. I'm enlightened. I know how it works. We might feel like that at first. I feel like everybody says that. But as we go on, we realize everyone's path is different. Okay, so even for me in my life, I will, my mother, for example, we're really close. I try to talk to her about these things and she understands it, but she doesn't want to apply it to her own life. And at first that would annoy me. That would be, why aren't you listening to me? This is how the world works. This is how you could heal. Because she's going through a lot medically. And, well, not a lot, but she's going through stuff. And it annoyed me. Like, this is how it works. Open your eyes. We need to understand we're all on different paths. We are greatly different beings. We are all different beings. And we love the people in our lives so much and we want to help them. But we also need to understand that people need to follow their own paths. And when and if they do find this path, it's in their own timing. That's another good point to say right there. It is never too late to start your journey. It is never, ever too late. I'm a hell of a lot older than I look, okay? I know that I say that all the time. I'm a lot older than I look. And I always would get angry with myself. Like, I should have been here by now. I should have done this by now. I should be there. I should be here. This journey has no age attached to it. Manifestation and spiritual healing has no age attached to it. And whenever you are beginning this path, it is the right time. Whenever you're jumping back into it, it's the right time. You are always getting what you need when you need it. And you need to trust that. We need to trust that we are divinely guided. We're going to be talking about that in day 5. We're going to be talking a lot about co-creating with the universe, with God, with a higher energy, a power greater than us, and how to trust that we are being divinely guided. But I know a lot of people, they're like me. I know a lot of you are like me, feeling I should have been there already. I should have the financial freedom already. I should have a successful business already. I should be happy already. There's no age or number on this stuff. Whenever you are ready to take the call, that's your time, right? It's time. Now you're rising up. So you gotta kind of release a lot of that heaviness around I should have, I could have, I would have. Release it, because you are exactly where you need to be. Okay? Hello, everyone who's joining in and checking on Facebook again. I think that my face was cut off. Okay, sorry guys. Uh-oh. All right, we're talking about belief systems and limiting beliefs today. So another reason manifestation doesn't work for a lot of people is because people say it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. I tried it all. It doesn't work. The universe hates me. It doesn't work. Well, what's your dominant vibration? Your dominant vibration in that instance is one of it not working. Okay? We manifest what we are. We manifest from a place of being. So if we are a person who keeps saying, it doesn't work, guess what? The universe thinks that's what you want, because that's the dominant vibration you're putting out there. So the universe always wants to give you what you want, and the universe thinks that what you want is just to manifest more of it not working. Like attracts like. Like energy attracts like energy. Okay? I really think I messed up this Facebook thing, and that's going to be the replay. Oh, boy. So, we need to embody the energy of what we want, and that goes with everything. And that also goes with manifestation in general. I talk about this a lot. Start manifesting being a good manifester. Start telling yourself every single day, I'm doing it. I'm doing the work. Even if I don't see it, I'm doing the work. Even if it's hard, I'm doing the work. I'm doing it every single day. I'm congratulating myself for it. I'm showing up to do the work for myself every single day. You're awesome. Pat yourself on the back. More and more you do that, you are going to create a belief that you're doing the work and that you are a good manifester. You're sinking into it. This is how we reprogram our subconscious. It's all about those small steps, small consistent steps. And like I was saying yesterday, that goes with anything. If you want to start a new workout plan, how do you do it? You start taking small consistent steps. You don't start out really strong and crazy, because what's going to happen? You're going to fall off. Small consistent steps and congratulating yourself all along the way. And that just reinforces the belief in your mind, reinforces the belief. Okay? So, belief systems, as I was saying earlier, a lot of them were created in childhood, a lot of them were created in our teenage years, and just as they can be created, they can also be broken down, and they can be restructured, alchemized into something new. Okay? We can create new beliefs. We can create our own reality. Why can't we create new beliefs, right? That's the basis. That's all of it. Those are the building blocks. Your beliefs are your building blocks. And a lot of times we fault ourselves for believing in a way that's inconsistent and not in alignment with who we want to become. And we get angry about it. But today I'm telling you, and this is part of your lesson, and I want you to write this down, you need to congratulate yourself for every single realization that you have. You're waking up. This is waking up. This is understanding how your life works. This is understanding how the world works. You are realizing these things. You're realizing what has held you back. You're realizing what is still holding you back. You are understanding and seeing these things. That's an amazing thing. It's absolutely phenomenal when we truly wake up and understand consciously, well, this thing is holding me back. This belief or this situation that has happened in my life, or this person, whatever it may be, this is holding me back. Gotta release it. It's the sheer recognition. I'm going to go over that in a little more depth in a few minutes. Okay, so belief systems, when we're children, our minds are like sponges. I say this all the time. And we absorb a lot of shit. We absorb a lot. And when you go back to childhood, you know, there might be times where you felt like maybe you were being bullied. So now you have a low self-opinion, right? You felt like you didn't fit in. That was me. I never fit in, obviously, because I'm an alien. I'm never going to fit in, but that's something I learned. I'm sort of joking. We take and carry so much from those early years, and we don't realize, and we certainly don't sit with ourselves to write it out in our journal. You know, well, this happened to me in 8th grade. This happened to me in 2nd grade. Or, you know, this happened to me at home, and that's why I feel the way I feel in my life. Or that's why I'm bad with finances. Or that's why I can't make a relationship work, right? And none of this is your fault. I'm not saying any of these things are your fault. It's that we absorb a lot when we're children. We absorb. And it's truly no one's fault. You know, the adults in our lives, even if they weren't around or they weren't very good adults, it's not that we're here to shame or hold any begrudging feelings, I guess, over it. You know, this is about taking control of your life. It's all about you. You know, you can hold grudges all you want. If that's truly what you want, you might not feel free, but hold grudges if you want. You know, this is about you. So certain times when we have had adult figures in our lives and we believe that they are teaching us what's right, we might take it in a different way, or we might understand it in a much different way than they even intended, right? Even things that we see in the home or we experience, okay? Maybe your parents were fighting about money all the time, and you grew into somebody who thinks that money is hard, or you don't trust yourself around money, or it's not something that you don't have a good relationship with. You don't have a good relationship with money. Maybe the same can be said for relationships with other people, friends, romance, right? Do you see the pattern here? What we learn in childhood can be taken with us throughout our whole entire lives, but sinking into the sheer realization of where different belief systems have come from can start to unravel all of it. It can truly start to unravel it all. Okay, so, for example, oh, I think I said this before, actually. So something my teacher always says is that trauma is not always with a capital T. And in my life, I went through a lot of trauma, but it was because of my own decisions, right? I decided to do drugs. I decided to drink alcohol. I decided to cut myself. Those were my decisions. It wasn't like something happened to me. So it was hard for me to unravel it in some situations. It was hard for me to sit with that because I had so much guilt held inside, so much guilt. And we go over self-forgiveness. Self-forgiveness is the greatest gift you can give to yourself. We go over that a lot in Manifesting Miracle Worker Academy. So I held a lot of guilt inside, and during my healing journey, I came to realize that, you know, trauma is still trauma, and anything that affects you. If it's something that affects you, it's something that affects you, and that's it. There is no definition for our trauma. No one else is deciding what is traumatic for us. If it's traumatic for you, it has affected you, and something you need to sit with when you're ready, right? So we're so hard on ourselves for our negative belief systems. We're so hard on ourselves for perhaps not having the lives that we want right now. But when you are in that moment of realization that, wow, you know what? I want to change this and I want to turn this around. I know where this came from, or I think I know where this came from, right? I believe this because of this that happened. Now it's time to change. You need to congratulate yourself. Every step of the way, congratulate yourself. Okay, checking in on Facebook again. Does anyone have any questions? I am going to pause for a moment. I think I really messed up the Facebook video. Okay, questions? Hi. We're on day 2. So that realization right there, you're not going to believe it until you witness it. And if you have witnessed it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you realize why you're holding a lot of baggage, okay? So, for example, let's say, for instance, money doesn't work out for you. Money doesn't work out for you. Maybe it's because you've seen things in your childhood where money wasn't working out, where money was hard. You realized it. Sometimes that sheer realization is enough to just release it. And that's why we do the work that we do consciously. We're doing it on purpose, deliberately, consciously. We do the work that we do because we are taking control. We're taking the reins of our own lives. And in order to do that, we need to heal. In order to do that, we need to realize and recognize what got us to where we are right now. And it's not always easy to look at this stuff. It's not. I didn't want to. I didn't want to look at it for a very long time. But once I started to look at it and I started to really sit with it and I started to release it, I felt lighter. And what happens is you shed layers of yourself. You shed and you shed and you shed and you become aligned with the true essence of your soul. Right? Think of it like that. You're getting rid of all this stuff to become aligned with your soul. It's amazing. It's not hard. It's not easy at first. It's difficult sometimes. And the other thing is, when it is difficult, we need to ride it out. We need to stick with it. A lot of people, well, I'm not manifesting what I desire. Okay, well, are you looking at your limiting beliefs? Are you looking at your belief systems? Are you looking at your past traumas? Well, oh yeah, I did all that work, all right. Okay, well, do it some more. Stick it out. There's so many times where I gave up. There are so many times that I gave up. I talk about that a lot because when I did stick with it, when I did the complete opposite, the most magical things happened. And they might not happen in the way we want them to or in the time frame that we want them to, but if you are on this journey, you're on this journey. You're on this journey. And I'm going to teach you in Manifesting Miracle Worker Academy how to uncover these things, how to manifest things quickly. I'm not saying you got to wait forever, but you need to do the deep inner healing necessary to truly align with the essence of your soul and continue on that path. Sometimes it does seem really hard. Sometimes we feel like we're being tested. Sometimes maybe we are being tested. Do you really want this thing? Do you really, really want it? Yeah, I do really want it, so I'm going to stick it out. It's not always easy to look at this stuff. So sometimes all it takes is the simple conscious realization, but you need to realize that. You need to realize it. Even sometimes I'll be driving in my car and there'll be certain patterns in my life and I'll be thinking, well, why did this happen? Or my emotions, for example. I was, in some ways, even growing up, I think in some ways all of us were taught to suppress emotions. We're taught to suppress them. And I'm a deeply emotional person. Like, I cry over everything. And I think in childhood a lot we're taught, like, be a man, right? Man up. You can't have emotions. Like, don't cry. Even when we're children, you're not going to get candy if you cry. You're not going to get this if you cry, right? Our emotions are being suppressed, and we think it's wrong. We think it's wrong to express. We think it's wrong to let them out. So the other day in the car, it clicked for me in a way. I mean, I realized it before, but it clicked for me on a different level that I felt silly for being upset about certain things, or I felt weak. And then I realized a lot of that's from childhood because we're not really taught to properly process things most of the time. I feel like people are waking up, though. I truly feel like people are waking up and understanding that, these things need to be taught. They need to be taught to our children, and the world's waking up, and it's beautiful. But a lot of us need to realize that things like suppressing our emotions, it's not wrong to be emotional. You need to feel things. You need to feel through things. You need to cry. You need to feel through the whole spectrum of feelings and emotions. Manifestation isn't about being happy all the time. It's not about being positive all the time. Manifestation is about being human and feeling through all of the emotions and understanding where things are blocking you, how things are blocking you, why patterns keep coming up for you, how to release them and how to rewrite your story into something much, much better. But you need to feel it. And that's true. Like, even times when I do limiting belief work, we're going to get into this for the homework, I'll sit with different things that I want to release and I'll start crying, letting it out. You're letting the energy out. You need to cry and you're going to be feeling emotions. You're human. But we berate ourselves for that. We belittle ourselves for that. It's wrong. It's not wrong. And in order to truly release these things, you need to feel through them. And I promise you that once you do feel through them, I'm going to feel lighter. I remember one of the first courses I ever took that taught me about releasing limiting beliefs. I clearly remember it said, get a glass of water and you're going to feel lighter after this exercise. And it was true because we're releasing baggage. We're releasing it. We're releasing it from our energy, from our being. A really good exercise, get out your journal. So I just thought of this. I didn't write this down yet. I'm going to edit the homework for this. A really good exercise. You can visualize yourself wearing a backpack, okay? You're walking around with your backpack. In your backpack is all of your limiting beliefs, your traumas, the things that are weighing you down, people, situations, whatever it may be. That's all in your backpack. And it's heavy, right? And picture yourself heavy, walking, heavy. It's heavy. Now, visualize yourself releasing each thing from the backpack. Pick up this limiting belief, poof. Pick up this next one, poof. Pick up the next, and feel yourself getting lighter. Feel yourself standing up straight now instead of hunched over. You're releasing things. That's a beautiful meditation. That's what it is. It's a visualization meditation. And it is so powerful because everything is energy. Everything is energy. Your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your vibration, everything is energy. Everything. So when you can do a powerful visualization like that to release energy, you're going to feel a lot lighter. A lot lighter. Okay, let me just check in here. Okay. Okay. We'll go back to those interesting questions later. Not from any of you guys. All right, let's keep going. So, we're always growing. We're always expanding. Manifestation is about the journey. Another thing when it comes to your limiting beliefs, your baggage, the things that you need to heal, we need to ask ourselves, what is this teaching us? And this goes back to not being hard on yourself and understanding shit comes up in your life for a reason. Things come up to be healed. Things come up to be taken out of the subconscious and into the forefront of our minds so that we can understand that they're there. Things come up for a reason. Things also come up to teach us lessons, right? Maybe the lesson is just for you to show up for yourself more. There's a lesson in everything. So even for me with my stories with my emotions, right? I have to suppress my emotions. I'm wrong to be emotional. Well, what is this teaching me? Well, this is teaching me that as I'm expanding into a new version of myself this year, right? We're all here to create the new empowering versions of ourselves. As I'm expanding into that version of myself, I cannot have the belief that being emotional is wrong, weighing me down anymore. That can't continue to weigh me down, because if that continues to weigh me down, I cannot be the person that I am. I can't be free. I can't be happy. I can't feel bad for being sad. I can't feel bad for being emotional over certain things. I can't feel bad for processing my feelings and emotions the way I do it. It's the way I do it. There is no wrong way to do these things. So that's what that's teaching me. When things come up, what is it teaching you? What are money things teaching you? If it's a money belief, what is it teaching you? If it is a belief about love, self-love, what is it teaching you? If it is a belief that is prohibiting you from getting to your next level, well, what's it teaching you? There's something that I love this example, and I think I did a reel about this a few months ago. As I'm now growing and expanding my business, right? I'm on more platforms. So I finally started TikTok. But I am also posting a lot on YouTube. Okay. So back over the summer, I had gotten some nasty comments on YouTube for a couple of things. One of them was like about my journey with addiction, and he's like, "Oh, well, congratulations, I've been clean my whole life." And it was so unnecessary. But people are out there who comment. People are out there who are going to drag us down. And I was thinking to myself, well, what is this trying to teach me? There's a learning lesson in everything. What is this trying to teach me? Well, it was trying to teach me that if I want to grow and expand, number one, I might have to deal with things like that because there's people out there that just want to bring other people down. And number two, it's teaching me to form beliefs that people love my content and that I am helping people truly and deeply. That is a belief that I needed to form because I didn't truly believe that, right? Do you see how we can understand something is happening in our lives, in our reality, and we could trace it back? Okay, well, now what is this teaching me? How can I grow from here? How can I expand? How can I learn? This is going to be part of your homework too, I think. The homework is not going to be too crazy, guys. I don't want you to get overwhelmed with the homework. I keep saying that. I do not want you to get overwhelmed, but I want you to do it. I do want you to do it. And again, small, consistent steps bring us our greatest results. When you sink in and you do the work and you do it consistently, you are going to move mountains in your life. You are going to see amazing changes in your life. You are going to see magic in your life because you're doing the work. Okay? So, we're always growing, we're always expanding. What are you learning? And people do not manifest their dreams by giving up. We spoke about that. So, like I was saying before, there have been times on my journey where I do give up, or I did give up. And what happened was I got into a cycle of giving up. That was my story. My story is that I gave up, and now I'm in this reality where I'm not doing my meditations every day. I'm not doing my alignment routines every day. I'm not creating my desired reality every day. Instead, I'm living in the reality that I don't want to live in. But that was my story. You see, these are belief systems. We carry them out. We carry them with us. We play them out. We play them out in a lot of different ways. But we manifest from a place of being. The recognition is so powerful. You recognize it. From that space, you can release it. And once you release it, well, now you have a clean slate. Let's create your desired reality. Okay? So, how to figure out what's blocking you? A lot of us understand, like I was saying, we have limiting beliefs. We have belief systems from childhood. We have belief systems from even adulthood. Right? I know I made this analogy in one of the master classes I recently did, but let's say that you've had a string of jobs and you hated them all. You had a horrible boss. You had a boss that just treated you like shit, and it was just horrible. Well, that's going to do something to your mind. You're going to form beliefs from there. You can form beliefs from there. You can form beliefs that tell you, number one, oh, I'm not worthy of finding a job or career or business that I truly love. Or I am not worthy of working for someone who is a wonderful human being. I'm not worthy of making money. I'm not worthy, it can come from anywhere. The sheer recognition is so powerful. And a lot of times we know that things are blocking us, but we might not know exactly what it is. Or you might think that you don't know exactly what it is. And to that, I will say, get out your journal, sit in quiet time with yourself, and really think about where you're feeling resistance in your life. Are you feeling resistance around money? Is money hard? Are you feeling resistance around showing up online if you have your own business? Are you feeling resistance about getting back out onto the dating scene? Are you feeling resistance about moving into a new home? Where are you feeling resistance in your life? When you can identify your points of resistance, from there, you can identify what's blocking you. It's all the sheer realization. It's not like there's some magic formula to this stuff. It's truly all about what feels best to you. Sometimes I will do limiting belief work like what I'm going to give you for the homework. Other days I'll take out my journal and I'll just freestyle like negative shit. Like I'll open the page and I'll just write down all of the resistance I'm currently feeling in life. That's a form of release work. Anything that helps you, anything that helps you release what's no longer serving you, anything that helps you inch yourself closer to your desired reality, that's work. The work. That's doing the work. So obviously I'm going to give you something specific to do, but there are so many different ways that we can sit with the things that are blocking us, understand what's blocking us, and release what's blocking us. It's not like there's one magic formula. Okay? You need to feel into the resistance, celebrate your resistance, ask yourself, what is this resistance trying to teach me? What's it trying to teach me? How can I grow from this? If I'm feeling resistance around, maybe you want to have a big move. You're trying to move into a new home, but you're feeling a lot of resistance around it. Well, you can ask yourself, is this really what you want? Number one, like we were talking about yesterday, is this really my desire? And number two, well, if it is, what is the resistance teaching you? A lot of us have fear of change. Change is scary. The ego keeps us playing small because the ego is not necessarily bad. The ego is always trying to protect us by keeping us small, by keeping us in what we already know to be true. The cycle of life that we already know to be true. When I was addicted to drugs, do you think that I wanted to be? Absolutely not. But it is what felt safe to me because it's what I knew. We're scared of change. But once you can start doing this type of work and sit with yourself and understand where things are coming from, how to move through this resistance, how to just acknowledge that it exists, it is so powerful. And you're going to start shedding layers. And you're going to start feeling more whole. It's phenomenal. Okay, so now we're going to get into your homework now. Are there any questions? Checking on Facebook. Someone is calling me. I have to ignore that. Any questions? Anyone? Okay. I think I just lagged. Okay, we're back. All right. So, still lagging. Damn. Okay. Still lagging. All right, I'm on Facebook, guys. I think I'm lagging on Instagram right now. Guys, comment and let me know if you could hear me on Instagram, please. I think I'm lagging. Oh, man. Okay. Yes, it's fixed. Okay. Sorry about that. I got a phone call and then like everything went crazy. Can you hear me now? You still can't hear me? Thank you. One phone call. It just messed up everything. Hello. Hi, I'm back. Okay. And I'm on Facebook still, okay. No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad on Facebook. All right, we are going into the homework. Do we have any questions before we go into the homework? Any at all? And don't be afraid to ask. You can also, if you ever think of a question, ask them in the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group and you haven't signed up for the challenge, just go to the link in my Instagram bio and you can sign up for it. You can get the replays. None of these replays are going to be on Instagram because I'm still on my break. Which I'm so proud of, by the way. Okay? I keep talking about it because I'm really proud of it. It's like, stupid as it might seem, a break from Instagram. Yeah, I am proud that I'm on this break. All right? I'm doing it. Yes. We need to do the things that light us up. I'm glad I'm making you laugh, Kim. Thank you. Let's get into the homework. All right. So, part 1 of your homework. Now, your homework is basically 2 parts. Okay? It's kind of 3 parts. It's 2 parts. Let's just say it's 2 parts. Okay. Part 1 is you're going to consciously Sit with yourself and find out what's blocking you. And I know so many of you guys have done this before. I know I give out the similar type of work all the time when it comes to limiting beliefs, but we are creating a new reality for ourselves for 2023. So this is going to be very powerful right now at the beginning of the new year. Okay, you're going to sit with yourself. What is blocking you? What is blocking you from manifesting the reality that you want? And what are your major belief systems right now? Do you believe that you are not good with money? Do you believe that you are not lovable? Do you believe that you cannot have a successful business or you can't be happy? Do you believe that you can never heal your addictions? Do you believe that you can't change? What are your major belief systems right now? It doesn't have to be a lot, but what are they? You need to acknowledge them and sit with them, okay? And then you're going to write them down. You're going to write them down. You're going to acknowledge them. You're going to sit with them. You're going to feel them. Like I was saying before, we want to feel through these things. So if we're trying to release an old part of us. As we do that, we need to honor that old version of us. Okay? The version of you that has these beliefs, they're not going to be here for much longer because you're creating your new empowering reality. We need to honor them. We need to sit with them, and we need to understand, well, what is this teaching me? Where am I going from here? Okay? So I want you to really sit with your limiting beliefs, your limiting belief systems, honor them. You're going to bless them. As I would say, bless and release, bless and release. You can say, thank you, but I'm releasing you now. And we release things with gratitude because gratitude is such a high vibration. Even if it's something that has pulled us down for so very long, we're releasing it with gratitude for us. Because when we can be in that space of saying, you know what, this is no longer serving me and I am ready to move on from this, that is so powerful. That is so insanely powerful. I'm ready to release you now. Thank you. Thank you for the lessons learned. I am ready to release you now. Okay? So after you're done writing down your limiting beliefs, blessing, releasing, you're going to destroy the paper, right? We do this all the time. I like to burn my paper safely. I burn it. I put it in one of these, the abalone shell, because it's fireproof. You can crumple up your paper. You could rip it up. You could destroy it. But do something symbolically to get rid of that piece of paper. Okay? They're gone. Now, part 2 of your homework, you're going to start thinking about what do you want to believe instead? Who are you becoming? The version of yourself who is beautifully empowered and abundant and aligned and amazing and in love with life, what do they think? What are their major belief systems? What do they think about money? What do they think about themselves? What do they think every single day when they wake up in the morning? Do they love life? Do they think that they're very healthy? Do they believe that they are fit and healthy and they love their body? Do they believe that money will always flow to them? Do they believe that their bank account is overflowing? What does that person believe? Get to know that person. Think about your beautiful and abundant and empowered future self. Think about their beliefs and write them down. Okay? Now, tomorrow we're going to be talking about strengthening your belief muscle and stepping into your purpose. So tomorrow you're going to start getting to know your future self a little more. Today, you're getting a little taste of that by figuring out where you want to go. That's what's important here. We need to release the old so that we can call in the new. Okay? There's a lot of this work in the Academy, and I'm going to be talking about the Academy later in the week. But if anyone wants more information on it now, you could always DM me with the word Academy. Yes, I'm so excited about it. So the waitlist is opening on Friday, and I am so excited about it. We'll get into that later. I know it's getting late. Any questions? Any questions at all before I sign off and send out the replay? Any questions? And you can also ask questions in the Facebook group, okay? All right. Break down those belief systems and create empowering new ones. I love you. I love you. I love you. Mwah. I'll see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.